Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. StrangeNet here. So the patch deployed about 9 hours ago and I've been busy unfortunately, so it's taken me a bit of time to get going, but we have been purchasing the new industrial cores for the Orca. So initially I was a little bit on the fence in regards to buying the industrial cores, and that is because, well, there's only this BPO that's been released, and that means basically anybody looking to get in on it has the opportunity, and there's no spreading of risk or people buying other things that they think will do well. When we had the industrial patch 6 months ago, obviously there were a load of new BPOs introduced, where this is just one, and that basically means that it's going to be quite hard to turn a decent profit from this in the timescales that we have in general. So the obvious problem with this is that the market becomes oversaturated really quickly, and obviously it becomes harder and harder to sell. And the problem is with these is it's only for the Orca. Now obviously there's been a lot of changes to the Orca, whether it's better or worse it's meant to be slightly better, but you've got to have a core that locks you in place for several minutes at a time. So is anybody actually going to buy these? Are they going to be useful, or are you just better off using the Orca roughly how it was and having that opportunity to escape and not be ganked? So I've bought 5 of these, and the general reason to that is they take quite a lot of time to build. Now next door in Jitter they take 8 hours, here they're taking just over 4 hours, and they're relatively cheap to buy. They're 300 million, and if you manage to crank these out quick enough or early enough, then there is a decent amount of this coming back to you for it. Now I would have preferred to have got these in a little earlier. Meant I could have sold them now pretty much, so I am on the back foot because obviously it's getting late for me. 4.5 hours would take me till 1:30 in the morning, and I'm not willing to stay up for that, so I'm going to have to put it on extended build overnight. And again, that means that the market may look very different when I wake up in the morning. However, just building them isn't necessarily the only thing I can do with these, because we do have the Tech 2 versions as well. So again, it gives us extra options. So once I've built a little stock, or my first 315, when I've built my first 15 units, I'm going to run off some copies, and I'm going to do some inventions for some large industrial core Tech 2s, so get them underway and get them producing. And again, I can't really do it because we're in a perimeter, but I think they came in with the current cost of the large cores at about 600 million-ish, but obviously these are highly inflated, so that is going to go down. So it gives us extra options, and then once I've banged out a few copies and got some invention going, I'm probably going to research them up and put them on the market with a view to getting rid of them as soon as possible. So that is quite nice, because it gives you quite a lot of options to do with these, where back when the tier 2 battle crit, tier 3, the long-range sniping battle cruisers came out, there were only 4 of them, and it meant, and there was nothing else to do with them, so once you built them you couldn't really do a huge amount. There was no Tech 2 stuff, so it was quite easy to get swamped with them, and obviously with them being ships, everybody jumped on it at once, and again, markets fell really quickly, and it was incredibly hard to move any units that you built after that. So this isn't likely to be any different in the long run, but it's how quickly we can get them out to start off with, and it will be interesting to see. And that's what I love about EVE. Water-cooled CPUs. I've never ever seen these before, and I don't think I've ever... Yeah, they look new? Are they new? Am I missing something? No, yeah, they've been here for ages, so yeah, something else. Never seen these before, ever. And again, that's what I love about this game, that there's always stuff to find, do, see, and notice. So anyway, we're more interested in the T1 version for the time being, so yeah, let's get some of these underway. So I'm here on another character getting ready to move the necessaries over, and this is one of the reasons I really like having everything, all my alts, in one corp, and I will do a video on this highlighting the good things about obviously having everybody in one corp. But this here, I can buy all the stuff that I need straight from Jitter, buy missing, buy all. I've put the amount of units I intend to build, and I've now bought all the minerals that I'm going to need, and basically all I need now to do is move these over to perimeter. And again, that's one of the huge advantages of having everybody in the same core. They can all see the same BPO, and again I can just pull off the minerals that I need in order to build the sheer amount of runs that I want, and then just move them over to where I produce in. Where if you cast your mind back, what, 3 minutes ago, when I was doing it with red, I couldn't see the minerals I needed, or I'd have had to have calculated them and basically then bought them off the market individually, where this has done it all for me. So that saved me a lot of hassle. So I will see you in perimeter in a moment. So I've managed to make it to perimeter safe and sound, and basically now what I'm doing is I'm installing the cores to get them manufacturing. I've bought enough to build 15. I have 5 BPOs, so basically I'm going to do 3 on each of the BPOs that I have to minimize the amount of time that it's going to take me to produce these. As I said, the longer I keep hold of these BPOs and don't do anything with them, or if I put them into a longer production, the faster that the price is going to go down, and I want to get these done ASAP. So we are back pretty much 8-9 hours later, and we can see here vast majority of the cores are still cooking, and I currently have 2 that have completed. Now, compared to yesterday, the price has been dropping as you'd expect, although it is pretty healthy still. There's still, what, 120-30 million ISK per unit. If I can sell both of these, which again it's going to be a bit hard because the market, you know, people are on this quite heavily at the moment, updating their orders. So, but if we can sell it, obviously there's 200 million that will almost pay for that BPO, and yeah, then we still have the BPO. So I'm going to run these over to Jitter now and get them on the market and see if we can sell them. Now, obviously, I am going to be moving the where's it gone? I am going to be moving the BPOs. Let's just have a look while we're here, shall we? See how long it does take to make a copy. Research Center, because that will make it much faster. So 3 hours, 3 hours and 12 minutes. That's pretty decent. Now, when we've got it, what is the invention success rate? 43%. We'll be able to increase that quite a decent amount. So pretty much 50% with decent skills. So yeah, let's get copying and get that underway. Right, so I have the cores now in Jitter, and this is where it differs slightly from what I would usually do. As I'm sure you're aware that in previous videos when I'm selling stuff, I just bang it on the market and just wait. Well, these are different because obviously there is an urgency to sell these items as soon as possible, because obviously the price is dropping hour by hour, and will continue until it gets to not far above build cost, as always the case. So I'm going to split the stack here because, again, if you're buying them, the chances are I don't imagine many people are buying more than one, and if I need to update my order, obviously the bigger the order, the bigger the broker fee. So I'm going to break these down and actively watch these to get rid of them as soon as possible, so I don't get stuck holding the bag, or that I can try and maximize the amount of profit. And we can see here that basically, you know, these 2 people are very active, and well, either these are brand new items that have just been put on, but in the last half an hour, yeah, in the last half an hour we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 orders, or 8 new items either adjusted or put on. So, oh, there we go. As we're speaking, it's sold, so that's perfect. So I'll get the next one up. What a perfect example. So yeah, so that's what, 130 million ISK. That pays for a third of that BPO, and hopefully we'll get rid of this one just as quick, and then obviously get the other ones in here to sell. But yeah, that is obviously how I'm going to try and profit from the new BPOs here. As I said at the start of the video, it's not something I would generally go for because I don't think there's going to be a huge demand for these, but obviously initially it's going to be there, and I will obviously, oh, there we go, solve the next one. So let's hope the other 12 sell as quickly as they do. If I do manage to sell them at the rough price of 180 million ISK, I'll make 150 million ISK per unit, bringing me out at 450 million ISK minus the BPO cost at 300, so 150 million ISK, which pretty much will make me 600 million ISK above what it cost me for the BPOs. So basically the BPOs have paid for themselves, and I am now sat with 5 core industrial cores BPOs that, yeah, technically have not cost me anything to acquire and still room to do more stuff with. So again, it's just a nice way getting in there really quickly. When these things are deployed, sometimes you'll win, sometimes it will be a bit harder, sometimes you won't, and again, you know, just because the first 2 sold pretty quickly, I may get stuck trying to sell the next 12, who knows. But yeah, this is a nice way of building up your BPO library as time goes by, you know, jumping in there early, cranking out as much, or really profiteering from the increased prices, and obviously getting in there fast before the price does inevitably drop. But yeah, so I hope that was interesting. I hope you got something from that, and again, yeah, watch this space, and I do hope I do sell these and that they're not stuck. But if I do get stuck with them, then obviously they'll just go into the they'll go into Tech 2 production of the Tech 2 module. So there are ways that I can use up the stock if I do end up getting stuck with it, and that gives it a bit of flexibility. But you're always against the clock, because obviously there are other people doing exactly the same thing, and yeah, you'll end up again fighting the market to try and get rid of them at the obviously the highest price that you can before the market eventually finds its equilibrium. And with that, thanks for your time, thanks for listening. I hope that was interesting, and I hope to speak to you again soon. Laters.